It's now recording. Welcome to the 5th FESIG meeting, everyone. And we have people from all over, and most of you are from the US. And we are here in London, in South London, basically. And it's very exciting because this free energy technology is based on the plasma technology that is the makeup of the very matter that makes up the human body. That is the carbon and oxygen content in our body is about 83.5%. That is what we are made of. So that's why we get to heal very quickly. It's like a tuning fork of the piano. When the piano is out of tune, that is when we get sick and diseases and things like that comes into the whole system, and then we experience pain. So we are out of tune. The melody is out of tune of this human body, and then we use this GANs, which is gases in a nano state. It is made out of CO2 and CH3 and then COU. So this very thing that makes up our own human body is the tuning fork that tunes it and balances up things. So then we get healed, you see? So it's a science, and people are wondering why it's so miraculous, and it's like unbelievable, but there you are, you know. We need to be tuned. Right. Anyway, welcome, a very big welcome. Now we would like you to introduce yourself.
Well, first I want to say I do believe that the science back at the early part of the 20th century, there were some scientists who actually knew the importance of plasma.
Yes.
We get away from it for reasons that are, well, I think obvious reasons. But anyway, I'm really keen to learn more about what's going on here. So my name is Bob Challenger, and I live in Canada normally. But right now I'm traveling a lot because I have the opportunity to do so. And so I'm really excited to be part of this conversation today. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I don't think you need to know more about me.
Oh, wonderful, Bob. I would thank Darlis for bringing you along. And of course, all are welcome and all are invited. It's so wonderful to have you here with us today. Thank you so much indeed. So you're both from you're from Canada, and Darlis, you're not from Canada. You're an American, right?
I'm from Florida.
Florida, that's right. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. The last meeting I've done some notes here. So you're from Florida, and Bob is visiting you from Canada.
Yes, we do work together. We do river blessings together. We're both dowsers. We know each other from the co-creative convergence. He's a powerhouse. He's not telling you all that he is, but so we do work. We come together when we can and do work together around the country.
Oh, wonderful.
Getting ready to go to England. We'll be your way at the end of July.
Oh, wonderful. We would love to have you here in person in this room. And by that time, we would have some prototypes ready and we will be tinkering around with those things. Oh, you know, I might be able to bring you to the lab where the science project is, and they have got all the equipment that we could use. And I'm so excited to share with this group today about what I'm doing. And I'm talking to these people, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they will let us collaborate with them so we can, you know, build our own prototypes, experiment with it, and for all you know, we would come up with some breakthroughs ourselves as a group. Okay, so excitement abound. Thank you very much. Right, so we go around the table, and then we have Shah. Shah, would you like to introduce yourself very quickly, because we have Bob here who wants to know who's in this meeting.
Yes, hello. I'm interested in healing equipment, looked into many things, and except this is new to me, as I said last week. I'm very interested to see what we come up with, what you come up with, since I'm not doing it. But I will repeat my question. which I told you, Crystal,
Yes.
a few minutes ago.
Yes.
I'm interested in seeing what would happen if 2 of the healing pens that were shown last week would be put together at a 90-degree angle and applied to the individual rather than just one pen. And I'm asking that because of the perpendicular placement of one of the coils in the 3-coil stack, the Magrave stack, that was mentioned, and Michael Tellinger's work with sound waves. I wasn't suggesting combining things, but that principle seems to be at work, and so I was just questioning if anybody had tried that with the 2 pens.
You see, as this is a recording, it's good that, you know, those who have tried that and who had been experimenting with that would be able to come up with an answer. Because, you know, I encourage people to actually get updated with the, I'm going to translate this into, upload this on YouTube so people can have access to that. Okay, so that will be answered perhaps next meeting. Okay, unless we can repeat it to those experienced ones who will be coming to join us soon later. Right? Thank you so much. That is such a brilliant idea, because people all over the world who are attending those classes with and the workshops with Cash are already sharing their experiences and their findings through their own personal experimentations, and they have come up with amazing results. So if you would just take note on what you have just brought forward to us, Shah. I suppose we could post this in the main board where everyone gets together to learn from each other in the internationally in the Cash Foundation. That would be great. If you could email me that, I would be able to post your question up.
I will, thank you.
Thank you so much, Shah. Yeah. Right, so that's Shah. Okay. Oh, hi, Mark. Mark, we are so happy to have you here. Mark is a brilliant person with another group that I'm in. Mark, you are an F&B senior advisor. Yeah. Would you like to introduce yourself to this group here? Welcome to the 5th FESIG Meeting, which is a free energy special interest group. We are a group, as a group, we are exploring Cash Foundation's, well, you know, breakthroughs. We Cash free energy technology devices as well. We are making them ourselves. We are together as a group. We are putting together our resources and our skills to come up with prototypes and building our own 3-stack Magrave units to start off with, and we will be building the, we will be making the health pens and the pin pads as well. During the last meeting, we had Yoka Murray teaching us how to make a health pen very quickly, and she actually whipped up a health pen within minutes. It's quite amazing, and you can actually catch up with that in the YouTube recording that I did, that I've uploaded, and I have put that link in the website, truevisionofpeace.com/FESIG.html. If you click on that link, you'll be able to find the link to the YouTube, Mark. Mark, I'm going to unmute you, so you will be able to introduce yourself to the group here. This group is quite a regular group, and we need to know you better, so I'm going to unmute you. Hi, Mark. Would you be able to hear me? And oh, good, wonderful. Thank you.
I hear you. Thank you. Blessings. I had to put a shirt on.
It's such beautiful videos with voiceovers. That is so admirable in another group that we are in. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Greetings and blessings.
Greetings.
Greetings to you, Mark.
We are going around the table.
I'm in. So what does FESIG stand for anyway?
Well, it's the Free Energy Special Interest Group. Have you heard of the Cash Foundation, Mr. Cash, the Iranian scientist?
I'm familiar with the Cash Foundation. I heard of Cash a number of years ago, and of course it perked my interest, and I downloaded the spaceship blueprints and things like that, and looked through everything out of curiosity. And then, of course, the big wake up was during the ambassadors meeting recently. Was this November, October, when that was? And so watched what I could of the after the 10 days, you know, of the blueprint meetings, and of course being 3 hours long each one, and there's so much information in each one, and you can gather and glean such good, you can get a feeling of what he's like as well by certain comments that he makes, and his love of humanity is just saturated in everything he does and says, and that of course resonates with all of us. I feel that's the heartbeat that we all resonate with. Like,
he's singing our song.
pardon me?
I said he's singing our song.
Yes, and over these years, especially recently, I haven't run into anybody in my circle that does not have that heartbeat, you know, that does not resonate that way. And it's in everything. And so some people are afraid to speak of it. Some people are afraid to.
Yeah.
That is also getting less and less, where when you do mention it, you see heads turn in a group. And then pretty soon other people will come around to you and say, oh yeah, tell me about that. Whether it's multidimensionality, whether it's new currencies, whether it's about new governance, all these things that we're following. And among every one of those, you know, it's, oh, and are you following the Kesh stuff? And they go, no, tell me. And so you do, it's like, you know, and it's out of copper wire, and learning basically the multidimensionality of copper, which is nanoplasma, right? And then explaining gas in a nano state, you know, that's tricky for me right there. And so I've also been following the Carrie Ellis has been doing some videos on Naturally Better TV, interviewing people that are making their units and GANs and what they're doing with it. And so it's been wonderful to follow that. I have not made any units yet. I want to. And so
you are in the right place, Mark, because this is where we all start making that as a group. And it's more fun to start on that level together, right? We have gathered some material, and I'm going to show you step by step through the videos that I have meticulously sourced out and systematically put together, so we can learn how to build it together. How's that, Mark? You're in the right place.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. I have some things I need to get done. I don't know how long I can listen in, but this is very interesting, and I thank you for the invitation.
And I thank you for choosing to be with us. Thank you so much, Mark. Here we have James Ring.
And
James is here as well. Our James,
yes,
our brother James. Yeah. All right. And Mark, you have said so much about how you come to know about Kesh, and what about yourself? We want to know you as a person. Where are you?
I'm an American living in Mexico. I'm in Cabo San Lucas, and if I look that way, I'm looking right through the arch of the bay in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Do you know where that is? Anybody? Anybody knows where that is? Yes, my wife is over here making some yummy food that I can smell. And
hi, Mrs. Villalobos. Really love to have you here with us.
Yeah, well, I have earphones on, but te mandan saludar, chiquita. She says thank you very much. Greetings as well. Huh? No, she says they can't see me, right? I said no, they can't see me. you know how that goes. I was born in Texas. Lived half my life in Central and South America, San Salvador and Colombia. My dad was director of the Peace Corps, so I learned to speak Spanish as a child. And then as an adult, I studied Spanish to be able to translate, interpret, things like that. And so professionally, I've used the Spanish all my life, literally. And the multiculturalism has been a wonderful experience. When I went back to the States, I was shocked, and that was in '76 for the bicentennial year. Was shocked at what I called the big square car push button society. That was when you could go to a machine, push a button, and get a sandwich out. Okay, in 1976, that was new for me coming from Colombia. And I didn't like it. I didn't like that push-button society. So although I did integrate while living there, I've been now in Mexico now 11 years, and this is, I don't want to go back. It's too, I've been back to visit and things like that, and even going back to visit, getting off the plane, driving from the airport, I can feel what I call the regulation. You could feel the conformity, and like I was driving one time and I almost missed my exit on the freeway, so I crossed over a couple of lanes. And my brother almost freaked. He was like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? Did they see us or anything?" I'm like, "Dude, relax," And so they have them just so, it's like just talking about it makes you want to shed that.
It's so wonderful to hear about all these experiences about yourself. The thing is, we have to push on a bit because I think everybody's here is short of time, and we're going to push on with the YouTubes and all that and videos that I promised that, we're going to push on with the next steps of making the...
Thank you. I turn over the talking stick.
Thank you, Mark. Oh, we have such lovely, talented, special people here. Thank you so much for being with us. Right, next we go to James. James, hey, it's good to have you here with us. And needless to say, James is very special, and his work is amazing. If you've gone to Super Soldier Talk and the other sites, so James, I pass the talking stick to you.
Yeah, hi there. So we're all doing like a brief intro. Is that the goal here?
A brief intro, yes, please.
Yeah. Right. So my websites are Neological Tech, Neo Meditation, Super Soldier Talk. There's a few others, but they don't really matter at this point. But yeah. So I do have two different series. I make online meditations to help people relax, and I make a meditation device to help people relax. The meditation device is based on sacred geometry, and it has certain shape powers. So my goal is to integrate MagRav technology, in particular GANs, with the actual Neo meditation devices, and maybe even bring it to the point where I could produce the free energy generators. But all this right now, just experimenting and see where it'll take me.
Wonderful. Thank you, James. The rest of us here in this room knows you, of course. It's just for the benefit of newbies like Bob and Mark, so they get to know you. Mark, you already know James, right? We were in the other group together.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't know James, but that bio was very interesting.
Oh, yes.
Are you a Carrie Good follower, James?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not a subscriber to the show, but I go to read the transcripts, and some of those transcripts end up on my website, Super Soldier Talk.
Oh, it's amazing. You're talking about the latest interview by David Wilcox with Corey Good. I think I'm so looking forward to catching up with that. I do really like those stuffs. Yeah, thank you so much. Right, so now we have to move on, and I'm going to look at the the agenda of the 5th meeting. Okay, greetings and introductions, which we have just done. Welcome to the formation of this FESIG group. Okay, we are here basically to instill awareness to newbies via a short video presentation of Mr. Cash's inventions and Foundation's mission, which we had done the last couple of meetings, which I'm not going to repeat. As I said, you'll be able to catch up with those in the website page, where you can get a YouTube link of the presentation. And then we are going to push on very quickly now, otherwise you won't get started with building the MagRav unit. Okay, and number 3, we are exploring ideas in collaboration with other KF teachers and communities to establish and implement the activities of this new initiative. Okay, that's fine. I mean, we have done some of those in the last few meetings. I mean, we had the Murrays, who are from the Cash Foundation teaching side of things. So they had been with us every meeting. I think we had apologies by Mr. and Mrs. Flanagan, who had to go away for another meeting, so they can't be with us today. And I think the Murrays, did they say something about not being able to turn up this meeting? I can't remember, but there you go. And then we would schedule the next meeting. So this is where we are today. Okay, so I'm going to go through very quickly on the things that we need to get started. We don't want anyone disappointed here because we have to move on very fast, and we have to have a goal so that we can achieve something by the deadline. And I was talking to James that by this weekend, at least, we would have a mileage of something being done in towards the goal of building the 3-stack tomograph unit, because I have personally already got all the materials for making the GANs and the oh, I'm sorry, so I hadn't shared screen, so that's why you don't see the screen share. I beg your pardon. So this is the screen share. So that's for the third meeting. That's for the fourth meeting. Okay, right. So I was talking just now about the agenda. So there you go. That's the agenda, very quickly. And I was looking into how we can start with the materials that are required and how we can make the windings with the coils, the copper coils, the copper wires to coil up, and then we can start making. And some of you who are new, who don't know what we're talking about, it's okay. I'm going to play a few video clips so you will understand what we are getting ourselves into to get started, okay? Now, James, would you like to click on the video clip that I gave you on the Sandor's, the sort of, it's quite complete how he's teaching people how to get started with the coils and the equipment and the materials. Would you like to do that, James? I think it's in your Skype. Or if you want me to do that, if you can't find it, I'll do it as well. Okay, now this is how we can produce GANs and breakthroughs and how to produce the cache Magra power units by Richard. Okay, James, while you're looking for that, perhaps maybe I should click on this one, the one by Richard. So we can then compare which one is easier to follow, and we will go from there.
Okay, so what I have here, this is the wire get through here.
Can you hear the video? Can you hear the audio?
On YouTube recently, so then I put this wire.
James, can
right
you hear
in
the
here.
audio?
So what I have now
Yes.
is I have the wire right
Yes, I hear
inside here.
You
So
can
it
hear,
locks.
okay.
And then I press my drill against it. Pull the wire. And I just
Thank you very much.
that's how to do
We're
it.
having a meeting.
That's
Hi.
pretty simple. Very cute.
Very nice trick.
Okay. That's how you make the coil.
That should enable
So great to have you here today.
Richard,
the projects today.
okay, show us the
Welcome.
next. What do you do then?
Then you end up with a long coil, and you actually, it's really tight. So it's compact, and it's all like, there's no space in between. So what I do now is I use now 1 millimeter wire. So you're advising 1.5, 1.6 millimeters, but I'm just using this because it's quite easy to handle. And what I do then, when you want to increase the spacing, you can just pull it apart. So you just take it both sides and you just pull it. They evenly distribute the spacings between the coils, so it really stays that way. Then first you have to have a certain amount of coil turns for the inside core, right? So I took I think 72 for the first inner core, And what I do then, I make the lengths of the inside and the outside core the same. I have the inside core with a long wire and shorter wire at the ends, and the same thing for the other wire. You still hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. Then I pass through the long wire through the outer core. I do
Has
this.
to be clockwise, huh?
That is Mr. Cash's voice.
Clockwise. Yeah, correct. Go in.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Clockwise.
go through here.
Yep. And it comes out.
The other side again.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a hassle getting through.
So now you have the first loop. You need 3 of these. Don't forget, Richard will be running the Cash Foundation manufacturing for Holland. So it's good practice for you.
Thank you. I'm almost there.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to speed it up a bit so that it will be shortening the time because we have a lot of videos.
Before you put in another material, to another coating.
Yeah. So then I just pull it till it becomes almost a circle, and I just bend it out the inside, and then it stays.
Fantastic. Now you've seen since this morning. This is
And then I'm almost done. I actually have one full set now.
So you can now coat it by tomorrow morning. We can see it.
Yeah, the question was, I didn't finish my question. What I noticed through making these now, the inside core actually dictates because of the fact that you're pushing a wire through, you cannot stretch it, it's a fixed position. So the question for me would be, how much spacing do we need in between the coils, the turns?
Not much, but it has to be a spread. It can't be totally open. But if you look at it, where your finger is, inside the ring is tighter than the outside.
Yeah. So
you get that disbalance anyway. But if you have enough separation, that will compensate for itself.
Okay, so you need enough.
If you look at it, this has cost European community billions to make a balanced no coil. Instead, you made it for less than a few cents. So now, to go one step further, just replace the small one in the center of the other one. Yeah, you need 3 sets like this. But remember each end, where you got, where you started. You have to know about each set. Now what you're going to do, put this into a caustic, and you need 3 sets of it. Actually, in the future, you need another 3 sets. I'll explain to you how you need another set. So if you make another 3 sets while you're at it, then I'll show you by the end of the week why you need it. So now you see, Richard is not the only one. Other people around the world are making these units. So when we put the system into power, into releasing the energy, all of you together can do it.
So there you go. I'm going to stop this, and we are going to explore other videos. But so far, do you understand how the copper coils are being made? James, you are at that level now to be able to make it yourself.
Also, against my better judgments, I've gone out and purchased a small copper wire, which is not enamel coated, and that was.
I'm sorry about that. Oh, something's happening in the background. The video's still playing. Yeah. Okay, that. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. Okay, I'm gonna take it away, and I'm gonna bring that down. Yeah. So now I'm gonna do this more systematically. Okay, the materials needed. If I go back to this, okay, we're looking at we have to buy 2 metal rods, 1 small one, thin one, and 1 bigger, thicker one. That is a 5 mm bar. If you go to a metal store, a metals, what you call, merchant, supplier, okay, you'll be able to ask them to cut according to your specifications. I would ask for 2 feet length of the 2 bars, okay, and tell them to file the ends so that it's smooth, it won't cut your finger, and also it's easy to slide the coil out, yeah, without any blockage.
How do they make it into the coil shape?
Well, we'll go back into another video, okay, that will, then we have a revision. So we have a 5 mm bar, a 5 mm diameter, right, yeah, and the thickness of it, that's right, and a 9 mm bar for the outer coil. The inner coil is a 5 mm one. And then we need a drill, a power drill, that you can borrow from a friend. If you don't want to buy, it's fine. But fingers crossed, I'm negotiating and talking to a science center, a science project group, which is a charity as well, non-profit one. If they allow us as a group to go in there to use their equipment, gosh, we're going to save a lot of money. We don't have to buy this and that, you know, and then there's metal bits as well that we could use. Okay, that's wonderful. So now we have, also we need a pair of pliers to bend the wires and things like that, you know, towards the end, you have to bend it and you have to connect it, okay? So we make coils with 1.6 mm copper, okay? The copper that you see that they, well, you can buy it from the scientific wire company on eBay, but I think somebody, a hardware store owner, is already coming up with because he's selling on eBay, is already coming up with a kit for all of us to buy so that we don't have to individually source for the individual materials, which is very time consuming and difficult, really. So he's going to come up with a kit, then we can buy it. Roughly 10 and leave in your pocket. Really? Oh wow. Is this the Cash Foundation's pen?
That's what I was thinking.
Probably, because people are selling their, you see, so we as a group, we can make them and sell them as well, you know. So see, people are doing that all over the world, right? So we have, I'm sorry, I think, do you like to show them? Yeah, okay, I'm going to take this down. Yeah, screen share. Here we have the group here, screen share. Oh, okay, no need for screen share, I'm sorry. Yeah, you want to just put it in front of the camera, okay. Put it in front of the camera. So somebody is already advertising their product that they have made, which is drug-free pain relief in your pocket. That's exactly what we're gonna make after making the 3-stacker. First thing first, we're gonna make the 3-stacker Margraf unit, the energy, free energy ones that we can plug into our homes and save money on electricity bills. Really? And then next year we're gonna do the pain-free knee pads and all that. Okay, right. Okay, coming back to the power unit materials. Okay, so we have. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I have to do a screen share. Screen share, share screen, again, the copper coils. Okay, take down the measurements so that you can go to the hardware store to get it. Hardware stores usually don't do the bars. You have to go to a metal supplier to do it, okay? Yeah, go on then. So you have to make 3 sets of coils, 3 coils with 80 turns, but now they're saying 81 turns and 144 turns, okay, instead of 160, 3 coils with 160 turns, whatever, it works, okay, all anti-clockwise, yeah. So just now I click on this link, right, that shows how we make the, sorry, there's a repeat there, but bear with me, yeah. I just want to do this very quickly. Okay, good. Now, next one, a quicker way to coil the, is this one. We are still on share screen.
Okay, so what I have here, this is the wire, get through here. And there was actually a quite nice video on YouTube recently, so. Then I put this wire right in here. So what I have now is I have the wire right going inside here. So it locks. And then I press my drill against it. Pull the wire. And I just
Thank you very much.
That's how quickly it goes.
Isn't that slick? That's pretty simple.
Very cute.
Very nice. Very nice trick.
Okay. That's how you make the coil.
That should enable people all in the world
Richard,
for projects tonight.
okay, show us the next. What do you do then?
Then you end up with a long coil, and you actually, it's really tight. So it's compact, and it's all like, there's no space in between.
Okay, so I've stopped it now. Stop screen share. That's it. And then I'm going to show you another one. Okay, Susan's Cash Foundation. I actually, doing the coils is one thing, but I would start off making the GANs, because making the GANs, doing the coils is very quick, as you have seen in the video. It's fun and it's quick and it's easy. You can get it done within like a couple of hours or in a day once you got everything together. But what is taking time would be the GANs, the making the GANs. As I said, GANs is gas in a nano state, and the human body is made up of carbon and oxygen, 83.5% carbon and oxygen. So what we're doing is we are creating our own tuning fork. It's like the tuning fork of piano when the melody is out of tune, so we're tuning it. So what we're doing is the GANs, okay? So now I'm going to show how GANs are made, okay? Yes, thank you. I'm so glad you are here, okay? So how to make copper oxide GANs fast, nano coating coils. Okay, how to produce, how to. There's so many how-tos here. Bring it to humanity, forget it. Okay, let's do the nano coating. So step by step, we will look at the nano coating. I am going to do a screen share now, beg your pardon. Okay. Screen share screen, and I'm going to start the video. So once that's done, the 3 sets of coil is done, we will have to nano coat it. Okay, that's called nano coating, when you use a torch flame to heat it up so that it turns black. The beautiful golden color of the copper wire turns black. But this one, in this case, we are looking at GANs coating the Margraf coils. After you have torched it and it turns black, after you nano coated it, you have to dip it into the GAN solution that you would prepare. It takes about a couple of days to prepare the GAN solution, which we will go through in a minute. And then you dip it into the GAN solution and have it GANs coated. That's how it's done. See how gently you have to treat it. And you must wear gloves at all times. Once you got the copper wire done in the coils, when you nano coat it, after nano coating it, you don't touch it with your bare skin because it goes into your system. So you have to wear gloves. Okay, I'm going to speed this up so that it takes less time. Oops. Settings gone. Oops, I can't find it. Ah, there it goes. Yep. Okay, yeah. So it's GANs coating, that's right.
What do you get GANs coating?
Oh, we will make the GANs ourselves, and it's very important that we learn to make the GANs ourselves, because that's the very material that makes us. Yeah. And if you go to the site, right, www.truevisionofpeace.com/FESIG.html, I have put a link there for you to see the testimonials link on the Cash Foundation website, that you'll be able to see how beneficial it is, that people has been reporting a lot of benefits on the testimonial page. So after you have nano coated it, You hang it up like what this guy is doing to dry. Okay, right. I'm gonna move it on faster so that we sure. Right. So I'm gonna stop this now. So let's have a look. Okay. Now, coating after GANs coating twice, coating it twice. Let it soak in GANs for a little while. Let it air dry without the fan. Blow it completely dry, or use fan or take time. Okay. And repeat steps 1 and 2 for more layers. Okay, now. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. So this is how it should look like once it's dry. This guy's using the fan to dry. We will go back on how we can make the GANs in a minute. Oh, by the way, when you want to get the copper wires, you can go on eBay and find the scientific wire company. They're quite reasonable, and ask for look for bare copper wire, 99.9% pure copper wire, bare, yeah, without any polish or coating. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, so that's it for the. Okay, stop. YouTube off. Okay. Okay. I'm going to look at the next YouTube. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna look at the how they make the GANs. Make copper oxide GANs.
I'm just making a new GANs creating bucket. I want to do the copper oxide. So I'm going to make it, I need to make a large volume fast, because on my first reactor coils, I'm probably using up all the GANs I made in the last 4 months. So what I'm doing here is I've got a 5-gallon pail, which I've cut down to about 9 inches with just a couple of cross members across. And then to get the copper plate for that, I bought some copper pipe down at Home Depot. And what I do is I rip it on the table saw with the metal cutting blade right down next to the pipe. And then I cut up some links on the top saw to get my plate size. Oh, I got mine on the flat notes. I got a couple of gotta get a little bigger gap for that other pair of pliers. So a little bit of wax work here.
Oh, wow. So he's just opening his tube, his pipe. That's interesting.
Yeah, he is, Mark. Mark, can you hear? You can hear the sound, right? You can hear the video, the audio.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's cheaper, I guess, to buy the copper pipes and then yeah, and then you just cut it and then knock it into a plate. Or you could go to a recycling plant and get it free.
Okay, so now I'm going to cut out the tabs that hold the bucket. I'm also going to leave a couple of stubs held up there for the wrap wires around. So when you do this, you got to wrap something to hold this. It won't really solid. You can't just use your hands, because if it catches on the blade, it'll really you'll have a good cut through that. So wrap it with some vice grips sometimes, and then you want to have a narrow slot in around your table saw blade. You don't want any gaps in there. So and then this is a special blade.
You don't have to have all those tools. Sorry, you don't have to be put off with all these tools. It's not necessary. Okay. He's just making a hook to hang on to the edge of the container, that's all. So don't worry about not having those. Everybody improvises.
That's right. And I've also learned, and it was a comment in Carrie Ellis's videos, that there's something that happens to you as you go through the process of making this, because you're in the energy field of the plasma, and so you are changing as you are doing the process, and so it's very important for each person to make their own, so that you're going through that process of being exposed to the plasma.
No, because Mark's talking on top of the video, okay? And Mark, what Mark is saying is so important. That's why I'm forcing myself. I'm a lady. I don't like to get my hands dirty, but I know that doing this process is going to change me. I'm going to become more in tune with my higher self, more godlike when you are working with these things, this material. So anyway, this is how he makes it. I'm going to stop this now. You can search on YouTube about how to make GANs, and you will come across so many, hundreds and hundreds of YouTubes on how you can make your own GANs. So pick whatever suits you with your environment and the equipment that you've got and the materials that you've got. That way, I think it's better, because each individually has their own way of doing things. So instead of me showing you precisely which link to use and all that, which may not suit your environment or the equipment that you have, so that's fine. So let's leave it.
So basically, you see this invention, right?
Yeah.
How comes they haven't someone as a, they could have made us all that money with it?
Well, each to his own. That's why Mr. Cash has given, it's like freedom of activity and choice is your own, up to yourself, it's your own initiative. He taught you for free, and he gave you the blueprint, and the rest is up to you how you got a ticket which you don't even need to buy to the dance floor. How you dance is up to you. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, and there are more how to produce this. So far so good. We take a little break here, and it's question and answer time. Okay. Anybody? I'm going to unmute all of you now, so you can then start. Unmute. Okay. So far so good. Anyone not hear about what we're doing here? Please go ahead. Any question?
How much copper wire do we need to get?
Oh, how much copper wire? I have got 100 grams.
And also what gauge?
My mind. I what gauge? Oh, 14 gauge copper wire. Oh, 1.65 or something like that. Okay, copper wire. Yeah. How many meters? I think you have the answer, James. Would you?
It was like 60 to 80 meters of copper wire is what I remember hearing.
Yeah,
if that helps.
That's right. Yeah, I got mine. I paid about 10 pounds for mine from the Scientific Wire Company on eBay. I think that's sufficient for me to make more than the 3 sets of coils. Yeah.
Do we need another copper wire, like a smaller one? Or make the smaller coils?
14 gauge, yeah, for all the 3 sets of coils. Yeah.
What I understand, James, is that it's the same gauge, but it's like if you use a drill bit to make the bigger one, then you're using a smaller wire to make the smaller coil.
That's right. That's why we have the 5 mm and.
But it's the same gauge.
Yeah. No, the bar to coil it. You know, the 5 mm bar is the smaller one for the inner coil, the smaller one, and the outer circle of the coil uses the 9 mm bar, so that the smaller one can slide in through to the bigger coil. Is that what you mean? Right. So that's it for now. So you may chat with each other and compare notes and all that while I look for other YouTube videos to play.
Okay. I also heard that once your unit is constructed and it starts nano coating your system, because it takes a number of weeks to go nano coating the coils, the wires in your own house. But the unit itself is